What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another Megaman X dive tutorial video. So this feature is not out in global just yet, but I thought I would put this video together anyway for when it does drop in global. So today we're going to be talking about the deep log recorder. So we're gonna go to dive, gonna go to challenge, and it is here in the challenge menu in the deep recorder menu. Now, once we get to this page, we're going to have to set up our party for kind of exploring the deep recorder. Now, as you see, there are grids like where we can add different things here and a bunch of stats on the left-hand side. We'll get to that in a moment. So, first I want to go over the rules a little bit. You can deploy 10 characters and 10 weapons to play. It shows a locked in. You may not change the characters or weapons until the next event starts. But the bonus stats for upgrading will update on a real-time basis. So basically what they're saying is once you choose your 10 weapons, 10 characters, those are locked in place. However, if you were to upgrade those weapons or units, their stats would update in a real-time fashion. So the overall stats on the left-hand side will go up depending on whether or not you upgrade your characters or not. And if you do upgrade them, you will see a direct increase in them. Each recorded session will have up to 4 players. Every player can complete in grids, whether a grid has been completed by another player. So this is just telling you, is like, hey, you're gonna fill in the grids, but even if someone else has filled them in, you could also fill them in. By clicking adjacent map on the grid, players can start an event. Basically, you click a map, you click a node on the grid that is adjacent to you, and you can activate that grid or have a chance to activate that grid. You will be given an option. And whether or not you can complete that grid will depend on a few factors, but you'll try to complete the grid and you'll use energy if you do so. Whether you pass or fail, you will use energy. There are 5 events: combat, exploration, hardpoint, power, and random. Each time a grid is completed, you'll get a reward for that grid. The rewards will be displayed on the grid each time you click on them. And the total action value determines how many action points you will recover per hour. Action points will be restored on the when the weekly activity restarts. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Your action power is basically your energy level, kind of like your AP, but for this specific game mode. And that will replenish over time as well. Players are ranked based on how many grids they have completed. In case of tie, the first player to complete the most recent grid ranks higher. So there is a bit of a ranking system for this. It's not that big of a deal, because all you really get for the ranking are DNA code points, which are very, very useful, yes. But you don't have to go all out to get first place each week. I don't think anyone does that anymore. I think maybe like the first week or 2 people used to do that, but now no one does that because this is kind of tedious to do. To try and get first place in min. Players are ranked based off how many grids they have completed. Oh, I read that. The difficulty hardpoint grid will change due to completion by other players. Okay, that one I legitimately did not know. The hardpoint completion, or difficulty of hardpoint will change based on completion by other players. Yeah, I had no idea about that one. I just noticed that sometimes they were harder, and sometimes they weren't as difficult. These were to reset every Monday at 4 AM UCT. That's just when it's complete. When it's done on the Taiwan version. I'm not sure when it's going to be reset in global. When you enter deep recorder, you will enter a different deep recorder according to your overall stats of your team, and the corresponding difficulty rewards will also be different. That's just saying that they won't be the same week to week. So, with all the rules out of the way, let's get into setting up our party for this. So, by clicking on the slots up there, you will open this menu, the character loadout menu, and you can see some stats over here on the right hand side as well. You can't really see my mouse, I'm kind of hovering over it. And you can sort, you can choose by, highest overall. You can see my overall stats are 2500. I do highest combat. My combat stat is 1200, while my exploration is 800. Overall is a little bit lower. Highest exploration and highest action. It'll change depending which one you pick. Now, I recommend highest overall, as this is the most balanced, so you don't have to worry about having too high, having a much lower combat or much lower exploration. Or a lower total action. We'll get into more of what those do once we get into the grid. But after this, you can see it auto selects the units for me, which is how I select my characters each week. I don't think it really matters all that much how you do it, but yeah. So then we're going to confirm, and we have our characters for this session. So now we're going to go to weapons, do the same thing here, highest overall. All right, and now you can see my overall stats, just under 2,000 power, just above 2,000 exploration, and 540 actions. And I have confirm move on as well on mine. You can take it off if you want, but I have confirm move on just in case I click a tile that I don't want to click. See the completion progress as well. So now we click execute. This is just letting us know once you confirm you can't change it. You know, one of the first rules. And we can see here that only one person has actually joined in this week. Now this is Monday. This is Monday for me in the afternoon as I'm doing this, and you can see like the whole grid here. I'm just kind of like looking over it just to show you, and you can see all different kinds of grids or tiles on the grid. Where am I? Okay, so back over here. So now that we're back here, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna select tiles and go from there. Now we actually start off in a pretty busted spot. Holy cow! So the most important tiles you want to go for first are the up tiles, as those will increase your stats. And increasing your stats means you'll have a better chance of completing the hardpoint grids. Right? As you can see, I clicked on this hardpoint grid right here, and it says recommended power is 2,700. Mine is 2,028 with a success rate of 0. Now the reason my success rate is 0 is because I'm underpowered, severely underpowered, and the way you figure out how if you'll be able to complete it or not is the average between your current combat and your current exploration. Add them together, divide by 2, and that's what you get. However, as I had just mentioned, we're going to want to be going to these up tiles here, because those will increase our stats. Unfortunately, the combat grid is 66%, so maybe we won't complete this. Okay, cool. And you see it's percentage based. Something I didn't really show there is the reward we get for doing that. But you can see on this one right here that I'm hovering on, the reward is 300 DNA points. This is 900 Zenny, so we're just going to grab a few of these up tiles because they are really good. And hopefully I don't get any current action. So the reason I don't like current action is because current action isn't one of your stats, right? It's just the amount of energy you have to use, which replenishes over time anyway. So that's the most useless one to get, in my opinion, because you would rather have you know, current exploration or current combat up, because those are what give you your stats for completing stages, right? So now you can see my current exploration, got another current action, great. My current exploration and my current combat have gone up quite a bit. So now if I go back over here, click on this, you see I'm at 2196 now. Now it's going to take a little bit to get my power up enough to try and take on one of these hardpoint nodes, which I might not even be able to do right now, to be honest, just because of how little energy I have. And again, we're getting rewards here and there. DNA code. For here, you can see like a box, which is a very, very good box to pick up, which is why you want to do the hardpoint nodes. Well, that's 17%. I want to do that. So I'm just going to try and power up as much as I can right now. And I'll try to come back if I can take on a hardpoint node. Actually, before I get too far into this, you can see that the way I'm doing this is that I'm clicking one tile away before selecting. The tedious part about this is that yes, you actually have to play like that, right? So the red tiles are the tiles I've already completed. So if I want to go back to like here to take on this boss node, I can't just click this, right? Like it doesn't move my character. I have to manually do this one by one, and I think that's one of the worst parts about this, is that it's so tedious because you have to move in that fashion rather than, you know, just being able to click a tile that you've already completed. Actually, something else I didn't mention before either was if you fail to complete a tile like this one, I'm at 65%. I actually failed this twice. You still get TP'd on top of the tile anyway. So I was able to grab this tile, but I don't have this one completed. So you don't have to complete a tile in order to jump onto it. You see my success rate is now 7 on this one. So if I want, I could try to brute force it a little bit, but the success rate is very, very low. What I will do here, click on this random grid, and hopefully success rate is up by 20% for hard point. Okay, during action. Nice. So what that did is that gave me plus 20% to try and clear a hard point grid. You can get a lot of different things off of the random grids, and they can range from you know, stat increases for a few phases, stat increases, stat decreases for a few actions, and so on and so forth. There's a lot that I don't know. One of the most frustrating ones is actually teleporting to a random grid. So like I could be like right here, grab this, hoping for anything other than teleport, and then I can just be teleported to say like over here or something. It doesn't have to be another random grid. It just has to just teleport somewhere. So I'm actually gonna try to force this, even though my success rate is very low. Okay, just because I have the three action. Okay, well, I got it. Lucky. Cool. So as you saw right there, I brute forced it. As long as your percentage is above 0, technically you can do that. And sometimes I will just do it depending on how high my success rate is. Like if my success rate is usually like 30%. Oh, and right here, there's a success rate down. I'll probably just try and go for it. It's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, you lose 200 points each time you try that, but ooh, up 15%, huh? Okay, well, minus. Okay, well that that equaled out real fast. But what I was saying, like, yeah, you can just force it, right? Eventually, if you run enough energy or current action points, you will succeed. Eventually, right? But it's just a roll that you have to get in your favor in order to get that done. As, oh boy, another current action. Those are useless. Dang it. So I'm gonna try to... Really? 3 current action in a row? Are you kidding me? They heard me saying how current action is the worst, so they're just giving me current action intentionally now. 31% on this one, so let's try this one. I lost that one. You know what? That's okay, because there are some power-up tiles over here. So I grab those. Come back, 42%. All right, we're inching closer to 50%, and hey, we got it. Cool, cool, cool. And as you can see right now, I'm in first place. Doesn't matter all that much. Like, basically, what I do now for these is I aim for just completing all the hardpoint tiles. Don't even try to get first place anymore. It's so tedious to try to do it. My first time doing this, I tried to get all of the tiles, and it was so tedious, and I don't want to try to do that effort again, because I was like, I gotta get first place, you know, right? Because my competitive side came out, and I was like, I gotta get first place, you know, I gotta get it. Just because you can get quite a handful of DNA code points for doing these. I'm getting really lucky here. So I was like, you know, I want those, but like I already have a lot, right? By the time we get this in global, we might not be swimming in DNA points, but you know, with the constant influx of DNA points as we get them, we might not be as starved for them. So ooh, plus 20%. Oh, this should be free then. 68. All right, let's get it. All right. Let's see. I'm just clearing a few more of these out. I lost that one. It's 68%, right? I still lost because it's not guaranteed, which sucks, but you know, it happens. All right, because it's not 100%, so that's something to keep in. And here's a minus 40, minus 40. Oh, that's really, really bad. But yeah, if I were to go increase my any of the characters or the stat or the weapons that are in this, I would get a increase in my power as well. So there is that. I don't have any, like, I'm low on resources, so I don't really want to show that right now. In terms of like patches, but I think it's reward. Yeah, so you see, first place gets 12,000, second place gets 8,000, third place gets 5,000, and fourth place gets 3,000. So even if you get fourth place, it's like, it's not too bad. All right, so I actually did end up increasing my stats a little bit, or increasing one of my weapons. So right now you can see my overall stats are 4605. Prior to ranking up my Berserker Greatsword to 1 star, my stats were 4597 for my overall stats. And it increased my total exploration by about 4 points. So that's, you know, that's why I got like a marginal boost in this as well. I'll try to have a screenshot as well for when I, you know, the before and after, because this is obviously the after, right? And I don't think I really showed the before. But one last thing I want to show are the bonus boxes you get from this. Now, I have a few extra because I didn't open all of mine from last week, but here are the boxes you get. You can get an assortment of things from this. Randomly maintained S-grade fragments and items, so basically S-rank memories, elemental metals, and things like that. So let's open all 14. And as you can see, we get quite the plethora of things here. When we get memories, we get 2 of each. So I got 4 second armor X memories. I got the Cannon God memories. I got some EMs as well. I've never seen more than 15 EMs from this though, so I guess 15 is the most you can get. And obviously, as you see here, this is all 14. You get patches as well, which is nice. And I think 2 reorgs. I think like the not necessarily like the lower end items, but like I think 2 is the least you can get of an item in terms of like memories, reorganization program, and things like that. Just because I've never seen anything less than 2 memories. Like I said, I've never seen anything less than 15 EMs either. I don't think I've seen anything more than 15 EMs, but yeah, that about mops it up for the deep log recorder. Hopefully I made it simple enough for everyone to understand for when it comes out to global. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel, helps to grow, and it shows me that you're enjoying the content. Again, like I said, hope this video helped you out. I made it simple enough to understand. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them down below, and I will see you in the next video. Later.